Good morning to everyone. Myself Harini KS. I am your new chemistry lecturer. Today onwards I am going to take your chemistry classes. Before going to your syllabus, we have to know about some basic concepts about chemistry. Already you have know about that what is chemistry. Chemistry, it is a branch of science which deals with the study of properties of periodic elements. It means physical and chemical properties of periodic elements. We know that there are 118 elements present in periodic table and it is classified as 4 block. Already we know that is S block elements, P block elements, D block elements and F block elements. Okay, and one more thing is we have to know about how to write a electronic configuration for periodic elements. I think in your lower classes, it means first PUC and second PUC or including 10th also, you have to know about how to write a electronic configuration for periodic elements. Okay, next, now we move on to your syllabus mainly. You know that you have a 4 units. Unit 1 inorganic chemistry, Unit 2 physical chemistry, Unit 2 organic chemistry, Unit 3 physical chemistry, Unit 4 general chemistry. Okay, today classes we have to discuss about inorganic chemistry. In that mainly that is coordination compounds. That Unit 1 has a 15 hours chapter. Okay, in that we have to discuss about coordination compounds. We already know about that the coordination compounds are compounds containing at least one complex ion in which a central metal atom is surrounded by ions or neutral molecules through a coordinate bond. It means, for example, general example we consider, it has a central metal atom. Okay, the metal atom, it means it carries a positive charge. You are already know about that. It donates a electron, so that's why it carries a positive charge. Okay, this central metal atom surrounded by ions, it means negatively charged ions or neutral species. Neutral species, it means it does not carry any charge. It is in neutral. It means you already know about the neutron. Neutron, it does not carry any charge, no. So that's why that is called it as a neutral. Here also neutral molecules, it means it does not carry any charge. Okay, you know that what is coordination compounds. They are compounds containing at least one complex ion. Okay, it may be cation or anion. You know that cation means it carries a positive charge, anion means it carries a negative charge. It includes that the central metal atom is surrounded by ions, negative ions, it means negatively charged ions or neutral molecules. That should be called it as a coordination compound. The coordination compounds are formed by D block elements. Mainly the coordination compounds only formed by D block elements, including central metal atom. Mainly the central metal atoms are from D block elements. The bond between the central metal atom and the ions, anionic species, it means anions or neutral species, that bond is called it as a coordinate bond. That bond is called it as a coordinate bond. We know that coordinate bond is it donates a pair of electrons and electrons present in between the two atoms. That should be called it as a coordinate bond. It means the metal atom, the central metal atom, it donates a pair of electron to the negatively charged ions or neutral species. That should be the a donated electron that should be present between the central metal atom and the anionic species or neutral species. That should be called it as a coordinate bond. That is called as coordination compounds. Once again I will tell you, coordination compounds are compounds containing at least one complex ion in which a central metal atom is surrounded by ions or neutral molecules through coordinate bond. The example for coordination compound is potassium hexacyanide iron, then trioxylito ferrate. It may be called it as a iron or ferrate. I will explain you later the naming of coordination compounds. Next, move on to the general things, main general things to know about the coordination compounds. First one is coordination entity. What is coordination entity? Coordination entity, it means the central metal atom or ion to a fixed number of ions or molecules. It means the central metal atom that should be bonded to a fixed ions. Fixed ions, it means, for example, FeCN6. Here iron is a central metal atom because it carries a positive charge because it donates a electron. Cyanide is a negatively charged ion because it accepts a electron. Okay, here Cn cyanide ion, it is called as a cyanide ions. This central metal atom that should be bonded to a fixed number of ions, that is called it as a coordination entity. It gives a geometrical shape of the complex ion, so that's why it is called it as a coordination entity. Coordination entity means the central metal atom, it is bonded to fixed number of ions, anion or neutral species. It gives a geometrical shape. Okay, then next, second one is central metal atom. The central metal atom means the atom that should be bonded with negative charged ions or neutral species. Here we take it as a example, iron. Iron is a central metal atom that should be bonded with same type of anions or neutral molecules or different types of anions or neutral molecules. This central metal atom, iron, is called it as a central metal atom. Central metal atom means that is a metal d block elements, that only for a d block elements. D block elements, it donates a electrons, it carries a positive charge. That metal atom we will consider for central metal atom. That central metal atom that should be bonded with fixed number of ions. It may be identical or non-identical. It may be anion or neutral species. That should be called it as a central metal atom. Okay, next move on to the coordination sphere. Coordination sphere means the central metal atom and the ions that should be written by square bracket. It means, for example, K4 FeCN6. This square bracket should be call it as a coordination sphere. It means the central metal atom and the ions, anions or neutral species, that should be written by square bracket. That is called coordination sphere. Next we move on to the ligands. Ligands means the ions or molecules which are directly bound to the central metal atom or ion through coordinate bond. That should be called it as a ligands. It means here iron that should be bonded with 6 cyanide ions this cyanide ions, it may be vary, whatever it may be, that ions directly, the anion or neutral molecules that should be directly bonded to the central metal atom, that ions should be called it as a ligands. Okay, now you know that the central metal atom, it carries a positive charge that should be surrounded by a anion, that means negatively charged ions or neutral species. Okay, that neutral species or anions is called it as a ligand. Okay, next we move on to the types of ligands. We have a types of ligands. First one is monodentate or unidentate ligand. First one is monodentate or unidentate ligand. Monodentate or unidentate types of ligands. First one is monodentate or unidentate ligands. It means monodentate ligand is, these ligands can donate only one pair of electron, have or only one ligating atom. It means it donates only one pair of electrons. That should be called it as a monodentate ligand. For example, cyanide or chloro, bromo, water, etc. That should be called it as a monodentate ligands. Monodentate means it donates only one pair of electrons. That should be called it as a monodentate ligands. Or the other definition is there. When a ligand is bonded to a metal through a single donor atom, that should be attached to metal through one coordinate bond. It means it only forms a single coordinate bond. That should be called it as also a monodentate ligand. Did you get it? Once again I will tell you. Unidentate or monodentate ligand means when a ligand is bonded to a metal through a single donor atom. It means iron, that should be bonded with a single cyano molecule. It forms only one single coordinate bond. That should be called it as a monodentate ligand or unidentate ligand. Okay. Next, second one is bidentate ligand. Bidentate ligand means when a ligand can bind through two donor atoms, that is, the ligand is said to be didentate. It means it contains a two donor atoms. For example, oxalate ion, C2O4 minus. Here you have to know seriously, it has C2O4 minus. We can write this also like this, COO minus, COO minus. That should be called it as a oxalate ion. Here you have to observe this. Here they have a two donor atom. It means two ligands. Okay. Here cyanide, chlorine, bromine or water molecules, that should be have only one donor atom. Okay. Here bidentate ligand, it has a two donor atom. That should be C2O4. For example, C2O4 minus. Here they have a two ligands. When they give in our naming, we have to name like this, bidentate ligand. Okay. Here they have a two ligands, COO minus, COO minus. Okay. Next we move on to the polydentate ligand. Excuse me. Polydentate ligands means more than 3 or more than
two donor atoms it contains. Okay, first one is tridentate ligand. It means the ligands which have a three donor atoms. Three donor atoms. For example, diethylene triamine. Diethylene triamine. That is called it as an example for tridentate ligand. Next is tetradentate ligand. I will show the example for tetradentate. Tetradentate means there are four donor atom. Here there is an example for tetradentate ligand. Nitrito triacetate ion or triamino triethylene ethylamine. Okay, these two are the example for tetradentate. Here they have a four donor atoms. Nitrito triacetate ion, nitrogen and other three. There are four ligands. Okay, next we move on to the pentadentate ligand. Pentadentate, the name itself says they have a 5 donor atoms. It means 5 ligands. The example for pentadentate ligand is ethylene diamine triacetate ion. Ethylene diamine triacetate ion. That should be called it as a example for pentadentate ligand. Okay, last one is hexadentate ligand. Hexadentate ligand means they have a 6 donor atoms and form 6 coordinate bond with central metal ion. It forms a 6 coordinate bond with central metal ion. So they have a 6 donor atom. Example is EDTA. You already know about that the name EDTA, ethylene diamine tetraacetate ion. For pentadentate triacetate ion, here tetraacetate ion. It means they have a 4 acetate ion, 1 2 3 4. Okay, that should be called it as a hexadentate ion. Next, last one is ambidentate ligand. Ambidentate ligand means they have more than one donor atom. It means different donor atoms. Ambidentate ligand means they have a different donor atoms. For example, it may be cyanide or isocyanide, okay, etc. That should be the central metal atom is bonded with two or more, it may be 2 or more different ligands. That should be called it as a ambidentate ligand. These are the types of ligands. Once again goes through on that. First one is monodentate ligand or unidentate ligand. That should be, it contains only one donor atom. It means it bond with the central metal atom with only one coordinate bond. That should be called it as a monodentate. Bidentate means it has a 2 donor atoms and it forms a 2 coordinate bond with central metal ion. Okay. Next, third one is polydentate. In that we have to other classification is there. First one is tridentate. Tridentate means it has a 3 donor atoms. 3 donor atoms are present. Next, tetradentate ligand. Tetradentate means it has a 4 donor atoms. That should be bonded with central metal ion. It means it forms a 4 coordinate bond with central metal ion. Okay. Next is pentadentate ligand. Pentadentate means 5 donor atoms that should be bonded with central metal atom. It forms a 5 coordinate bond. Last one is hexadentate. Hexadentate means 6 coordinate bonds are formed with central metal ion. And last is ambidentate ligands. Ambidentate means it is bound, a central metal atom is bonded with two or more different ligands. Two or more different ligands, that should be called it as ambidextrous ligands. For example, here observe this, there is only one type of ligand. Okay, now we can also use this as CN, okay, CN or NH3. Here we have a two different ligands, so that should be called it as a ambidentate ligand. Got it? You know about the types of ligands. These are very important. Okay. Next we move on to the coordination number. Coordination number of central metal ion. Okay. The coordination number is the number of coordinate bonds present around the central metal atom or ion within a coordination sphere. Listen, within a coordination sphere. For example, here, see this, here potassium is outside the sphere, that should be called it as a counter ions. Okay, that is not considered. Okay, inside the sphere is iron and cyano ions. Okay, here iron is bonded with cyanide ions. How many ions are there? 6 ions. So it has a 6 coordinate bonds. So that's why it has a 6 coordination number. That should be called it as a coordination number of central metal atom. It means the ligands are, how many ligands? How many ligands are bounded with central metal atom? That ligands are called it as a number of ligands is called it as a coordination number or coordinate bonds. We can calculate also a number of coordinate bonds. How many coordinate bonds are bonded with central metal atom? Here there are some examples. Here hexachloroplatinate. Okay, see here inside the sphere. Okay, then platinum is bonded with 6 chlorine atoms. So its coordination number of platinum is 6. Okay, then next move on to the tris oxalatoferrate. Okay, here observe how many C2O4 atoms are there? 3. Okay, then it has a 3 coordinate bonds, but here 6 coordination number. Coordination number is 6. Why? Here is only a 3, but here has a 6 coordination number. How? I already told that in the types of ligands, in bidentate ligand C2O4 minus oxalate ion, it has a 2 donor atom. It means one C2O4 minus has a 2 ligands. Okay, coming to there here. So then 3 C2O4 minus has a how much? 6 ligands. Okay, so then it has a 6 coordination number. I think did you get it? It means ಒಂದು oxalate ion ಗೆ 2 ligand ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So that's why it has a 6 coordination number. Here 3 oxalate ion, here 3 oxalate ion. So that's why it carries a 6 coordination number. Next, last one is tetraamine nickelate. Here 4 amine groups are there that should be bonded with nickel. So its coordination number is 4. I think you already know about that, how to calculate a coordination number for central metal ion. Okay, last is chelation or chelating ligands. Chelation or chelating ligand. Chelation means The formation of ring complex between bidentate and other polydentate ligands and central metal ion is called chelation. The complex is called chelate complexes and that ligands are called chelating agents. It means it may be bidentate or polydentate ligands. Bidentate means it means two donor atoms, or polydentate means tri, tetra, penta, hexa, whatever it may be. That should be ligands that are bonded with central metal ion is called chelation. That complex is called chelate complexes. That ligand is called a chelating ligands. For example, here this is the example for chelating complex. Okay, this process of chelate formation is called a chelation. Okay, these chelating ligands, it means the bidentate or polydentate ligands that should be bonded with a bidentate or polydentate ligand that should be bonded with an central metal atom is more stable complexes than the ordinary unidentate ligands. Got it? It means the chelating complexes are more stable complex than other complexes. I think, do you get it? Once again I will tell you. The bidentate or other polydentate ligands that should be bonded with central metal atom, that complex is called a chelate complexes. That chelate complexes is more stable than other ordinary complexes. Okay, here also a neutral chelates also is there. It means neutral chelates means it does not carry any charges. It does not carry any charges. These are all about chelation or chelating ligand. Okay, application of chelate formation I will explain in the next class. Thank you everyone.